What are your thoughts on the rematch there for the ass Mario?
Mario wants to see him. Manny Pacquiao beat Mario.
Have you ever stopped to think what runs through a fighter's mind when a legend like Manny Pacquiao returns to the ring after years away? How can any boxer in their prime not feel a wave of unease facing someone who seems to defy time, age, and every expectation in the sport?
Not in a bad way, I like it. Not in a bad way, I like it. Manny Pacquiao beat Mario. Why should he? What does he need to fight? You know, Manny.
From the moment word spread of Manny Pacquiao's comeback, a jolt ran through the boxing world. The same man who once glided through weight classes, collecting belts and admiration with effortless brilliance, now looked ready to pen a new chapter in his already mythical career. But beyond the deafening cheers and flashing cameras lurked a more unsettling truth. Those who once eagerly sought to end his reign now find themselves questioning whether they have what it takes to face a legend who refuses to fade.
You know, if Manny wants to continue fighting, there's fighters like Rolly Romero, there's fighters like Javante, there's guys out.
Since that unforgettable night when Pacquiao defied time and went the distance at 46, whispers have rippled through locker rooms across the globe. Young, confident contenders, once certain the legend's time had passed, now pore over footage with newfound caution. The swagger in their step has given way to careful strategy. What if the icon still possesses those lightning-fast hands and that indomitable warrior spirit? In the months leading up to his comeback, leaked training footage showed Pacquiao shadowboxing with the fire of a man half his age, slipping punches, darting around mitts with startling speed and precision. He didn't move like someone easing into retirement, but like a fighter desperate to reclaim every last moment of glory. As those clips made their way through gyms and training camps, a quiet unease took hold. How do you prepare for a living ghost of greatness, one that refuses to fade into memory? This isn't just nostalgia, it's fear. In a sport driven by grit and strategy, the notion that your opponent can defy time itself is more than intimidating, it's unsettling. Fighters now face more than just Pacquiao, they face the unknown. With his return, every punch carries the weight of a legendary past, and every round could awaken the same relentless heart that's endured decades of war inside the ring.
Pacquiao against Mario Barrios fight is signed, done for July of 2000. And
so let's explore the many reasons why the thought of facing Manny Pacquiao again sends a chill through even the toughest fighters. In the paragraphs ahead, we'll break down the weight of his legacy, the fear born from his unpredictability, and the unmatched power of veteran instinct. This isn't just a comeback, it's a shake-up of the very foundation of boxing itself.
25, Pacquiao is 46 years old. We haven't seen him in the ring in years.
Every fighter is taught early on that confidence turns into arrogance the moment it collides with true experience. For many, stepping in against Pacquiao isn't just a test of skill, it's a collision of generations. His legacy commands respect, but it's the uncertainty that breeds fear. Training camps once built around capitalizing on his supposed decline have been overhauled. Sparring strategies are scrapped amid murmurs of sharper hooks and tireless stamina. The mind, once a boxer's sharpest asset, now wrestles with doubt. Can any single punch truly shift momentum against a man who survived every kind of war, both inside and outside the ring?
Are you cool? Are you cool with Pacquiao against Mario Barrios?
If I was cool with Manny Pacquiao coming back and fighting Keith Thurman.
The name Pacquiao alone is a weapon. Around the world, promoters flash the headline "The Legend Returns," and overnight, ticket prices triple. But that same hype seeps into gym walls, where potential opponents start to question their place in history. Will they be remembered for their own accomplishments, or simply as the next name on Pac-Man's long list of conquered foes? In a sport where every bout shapes a legacy, no fighter wants to be the one who fell to a man outpacing time itself. And yet, deep down, many fear they will be.
Is not a puncher. Thurman was a one-time, one of the biggest punchers in boxing. I think he's going to be just...
In boxing, reputation isn't handed out. It's earned through blood, sweat, and rounds that seem to last until sunrise. Pacquiao built his legacy over 2 relentless decades of championship wars and unforgettable battles. Even after years away, his name still carries crushing weight. Stepping into the ring with him means carrying a pressure far heavier than any title belt. It's like entering a fight already wearing your opponent's achievements on your shoulders. Every jab you throw is judged against his legacy. Every misstep feels like disrespecting a living icon. That psychological edge can break even the toughest fighters, forcing them to second-guess their game plan long before the opening bell.
If Pacquiao Pacquiao wants to come back. Pacquiao wants to come back as a Hall of Famer and fight one more time. Whatever. He didn't look good against you.
What truly unnerves fighters is unpredictability, and Manny Pacquiao has made it an art form. His style has always been a delicate chaos, a rhythm laced with disruption that keeps opponents guessing. His footwork, once compared to a dancer's, now carries an almost mythical quality. Young fighters, trained on patterns and precision, struggle to make sense of his shifting angles and explosive bursts. They spar with tall southpaws and orthodox tacticians, but none can replicate the challenge of reacting to a whirlwind moving at full speed. That elusive, almost supernatural unpredictability shatters even the most carefully crafted strategies.
That was 5 years ago. We've seen him in these exhibitions looking fleshy, to say the least.
Fear of the unknown quietly eats away at training camps. Coaches who once built complex strategies now fall back on basics. Sparring partners abandon heavy bag routines for chaotic, reaction-based drills. Yet the doubt persists. Will Pacquiao fight in the familiar patterns his rivals studied for years, or will he return with a reinvented arsenal? That uncertainty delivers a mental toll more punishing than any body shot, wearing down confidence long before fight night arrives.
Meaningless because if Barrios wins, he's never going to fight in defense. If Pacquiao wins, he's not going to fight anybody ever again.
Boxing runs on momentum, a rhythm that can carry a fighter straight to victory. But Pacquiao's return breaks all the rules. Each round he fights feels like a collision between eras, where the past crashes into the present. Young champions, once dominant in their divisions, suddenly find their momentum slipping. Routine wins no longer fuel belief. The looming presence of Pacquiao forces a complete rethink, new strategies, revised game plans, and even then, veterans quietly admit that no amount of preparation can truly brace them for a man who has lived, breathed, and embodied boxing greatness.
Paul's been recently ranked by the WBA. What do you think of Jake Paul as a boxer, and do you think he deserves to be ranked?
50-50.
Consider the toll on a champion's mind when faced with the prospect of fighting Pacquiao. Reaching the top takes relentless sacrifice, strict diets, brutal training camps, and laser-sharp focus. But when a legend steps back into the ring, even the most disciplined champions start to question, do their sacrifices still mean anything? What if all that suffering, all that precision, still isn't enough against a fighter who seems to have tapped into the fountain of youth? That kind of existential doubt plants hesitation. And in boxing, even the smallest hesitation can drop a guard, misplace a step, and flip the entire fight in an
He
instant.
recently beat Chavez.
He fought Chavez. Chavez was a champion.
But I think what he's doing is cool, you know? Imagine if he fights for a world title.
In boxing, momentum and confidence are inseparable. The moment a fighter begins to doubt their technique in the heat of battle, everything can unravel. Pacquiao's very presence has become a psychological minefield. Opponents start fighting the moment they enter the locker room, long before they touch the canvas. Their thoughts are haunted by highlights of his past glory and whispers of the weapons he may still carry. That mental fog, seeded by reputation and mystery, is often the first blow they suffer.
Now he's gonna be, fighting with other ranked fighters. It's either gonna make or break him.
Doing his thing. He's supporting boxing. He's like Allah Sheikh. These guys.
But fear alone doesn't explain the unease rippling through the boxing world. There's also a deep respect, a reluctant admiration, that lives in those anxious hearts. Few would trade their hard-earned success just to chase a returning legend. Yet as the date of Pacquiao's next fight draws near, a quiet settles over gyms. Fighters train in near silence. Coaches pace, revising game plans for the 100th time. And behind closed locker room doors, far from cameras and crowds, they admit the truth. Stepping into the ring with Pacquiao isn't just another bout, it's a brush with living history.
Money into the sport. He kind of has my support now.
I can see his passion about boxing, so that's good. That's good for him. Boxing is real boxing.
But even legends have their limits. Pacquiao's age brings challenges that can't be ignored. The legs that once launched him around the ring with effortless bounce now require careful pacing. Slower reflexes and worn joints leave small openings, cracks in the armor forged over decades. And in those fleeting moments lies a sliver of hope for opponents. Expose the weakness, strike fast, and finish the fight before Pacquiao's legendary resilience has a chance to take over and shift the momentum.
Well, let's show that Deontay's reaction. You're used to knocking people out. Yeah. This was the watching the first round knock.
But how many can truly capitalize on that opening? Fighters have devised endless game plans to neutralize Pacquiao's power, only to discover that his spirit is something they can't prepare for. It takes more than power to defeat a man whose heart has carried him through grueling wars and spectacular knockouts. Those who make it back to their corner nursing bruised ribs and aching limbs soon realize, hurting him is only the beginning. The real battle is surviving his relentless will.
Delivered it on Keith Thurman here, and I think Thurman was really stunned.
Every fighter trains with one goal in mind: glory. But few anticipate that their toughest test might come against a legend reborn. The roar of the crowd and the blinding lights, usually signs of triumph, can become unnerving echoes of the legacy they're up against. For Pacquiao, those same sights and sounds don't distract, they ignite him. They remind his opponents of the monumental stage they've stepped onto and the greatness they're expected to match. No boxer wants to be remembered as the one who felt a nostalgia, outshined by a man hell-bent on proving that true greatness never fades.
He bounced up and he's like, wow, did I just go down?
As Pacquiao's return continues to captivate the boxing world, one question echoes through every gym: who will dare step in with the man who's faced them all? Inside the ring, the answer might seem straightforward: a bold contender chasing glory. But beyond the ropes, it becomes something far more complex. It's not just a fight, it's a psychological gamble, one that few are truly willing to make.
I have no right to become boastful or arrogant, because I came from nothing. I'm part of those people.
In the end, fear is only the opening chapter. Fighters may hesitate, recalibrate, and craft new strategies. But once the bell rings, one truth becomes undeniable: Pacquiao's return isn't just another bout. It's a direct challenge to the very soul of boxing. And that's why, when Manny Pacquiao steps through those ropes, even the bravest warriors feel the tremble beneath their feet.
You can't go anywhere, whether you're in the Philippines or in America now. You got people lined up outside the gym. You can't even...
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and share your thoughts in the comments below about the legend's return. Who do you think has the courage to step up and face Manny Pacquiao next? Let us know.
So how did you deal with that? How did it affect your family, affect you?
There is a saying that...
Now, let's dive even deeper into the next chapter of this story, unpacking 3,000 words of fresh perspectives, behind-the-scenes insight, and razor-sharp analysis that takes you beyond the headlines and into the heart of Pacquiao's return.
You understand how to balance it. Like, with great power comes great responsibility. You became a popular person.
Every training camp tells its own story, etched in jabs, footwork, and long hours before a fighter ever steps into the ring. Modern contenders spend months in isolation, fine-tuning weaknesses and designing drills to shut down an opponent's greatest weapon. But when that opponent is Manny Pacquiao, the game plan goes out the window. Where coaches once dissected patterns, they're now forced to prepare for unpredictability. Sparring partners are brought in to mimic his rhythm, but they often leave the gym shaken, unable to recreate the relentless, dusk-to-dawn intensity of the real thing. In shadowboxing rooms, Pacquiao has become almost mythical. His silhouette flickers at impossible speeds, like a ghost in motion, with walls echoing the snap of unseen hooks and phantom counters. Whispers spread like campfire stories. Sparring partners speak in hushed tones of mid-sessions that sound like machine gun fire. These haunting echoes of speed and pressure do more than rattle nerves. They unravel even the most disciplined minds.
You become a famous, so that's your responsibility. The fans supported you, the people supported you. So
consider the science of aging in athletics. Biomechanics tells us that after age 35, power output declines, recovery slows, and reflexes begin to fade. Yet Manny Pacquiao seems to defy that very data. His hand speed still clocks in nearly identical to his prime years in the early 2000s. His punch output, measured in high-rep mid-sessions, surpasses that of many younger welterweights. Researchers who study aging athletes point out an important distinction: while muscle mass may diminish, neural efficiency can endure. With decades of elite-level repetition, a fighter's brain and body develop an almost instinctive coordination. In Pacquiao's case, his greatest weapon may not be physical at all, but neurological. After more than 300 professional rounds, his motor memory is a finely tuned machine. Every movement has been carved into muscle memory. Every synapse is wired for split-second reactions. To beat him, opponents must face more than just his current form. They must contend with a lifetime of peak conditioning stored deep in his system. Facing Pacquiao means fighting not only the man in front of you, but also the muscle and memory of the legend he's always been.
It's your obligation to give them time, to say hi, hello to them, and
Now shift your focus to the global chessboard of boxing promotion, because when Pacquiao announces a fight, the ripple is felt worldwide. Negotiations stretch across continents, with promoters juggling international broadcast rights, corporate sponsors, and pay-per-view projections like they're orchestrating a global tour. The stakes aren't just high, they're stratospheric. and that pressure trickles down to the fighters. They hear the murmurs, massive purses, knockout bonuses, and secret deals rumored to climb into the hundreds of millions. This isn't just a bout, it's a Colosseum-level event. Every punch thrown happens under the glare of a worldwide spotlight. Defeat here isn't just a loss, it's global exposure, broadcast in high definition to millions. But victory? That's a fast track to transformation, from regional contender to international icon. It's a rare kind of pressure, where the reward is glory, and the cost of failure is felt on a global stage. Only the strongest can survive that kind of heat.
That's our responsibility. And I don't want to, to be boastful.
We must also examine the cultural force Manny Pacquiao embodies, because he's far more than just a fighter. He's a politician, a philanthropist, and a national icon. In the Philippines, his ring walks ignite fireworks across entire provinces. His presence alone unites millions. Opponents don't step into the ring with just a man, they face a movement. Defeating Pacquiao isn't just a win on the scorecards, it feels like dealing a symbolic blow to the hopes of an entire nation. That weight is more than physical, it's emotional and spiritual. How does one stand across from a man fighting not just for himself, but for the pride of 30 million people? Then there's the myth-building machine of social media. Before a single glove is laced, fighters scroll through highlight clips, Pacquiao gliding through open workouts, reciting scripture between press conferences, visiting typhoon victims with quiet humility. They see him at 70, still inspiring children to dream. The image takes hold, not just an athlete, but a timeless hero. Facing him becomes something surreal, like stepping into a hall of mirrors, where each reflection multiplies their own doubts. The fear goes beyond the physical, it becomes existential. How do you compete with a living legend whose spirit refuses to age? On the tactical front, today's contenders try to crack the code. Some lean into raw power, bull-like pressure fighters looking to trap him. Others try the sniper's game, sharp jabs, clean lines, and controlling the perimeter. Yet time and again, those plans fall apart. The sluggers walk into blinding angles no trainer can chart. The jabbers get spun and countered with aerial precision. Privately, even elite strategists admit the playbook doesn't work. They need new schematics, fresh neurological mappings of a fighter whose movement rewrites the laws of boxing. But Pacquiao evolves faster than any plan can be drawn. Dig even deeper into the psychological war being waged. Opponents often retreat to remote camps, shutting out distractions, yet Pacquiao's presence finds a way in. Agents forward stories of his resilience, his charity, and his unshakable resolve. He's fought wars in the ring and survived political firestorms outside it. His conditioning is still on par with elite marathoners. But his greatest weapon may be his mental fortitude, a will that breaks spirits long before punches land. Fighters report nightmares before facing him. Dreams of round 4, the round where Pacquiao's infamous second wind arrives, unleashing a whirlwind of power hooks and relentless pressure. This creeping dread leaks into training. Sparring sessions get skipped. Mitt work stalls. Arms go heavy. Coaches find themselves patching up not injuries, but confidence. Because facing Manny Pacquiao isn't just about enduring a fight, it's about surviving a force of nature. Now let's pivot to the ripple effect Pacquiao's return is having on boxing's next generation. Once, young prospects entered the sport dreaming of Golden Gloves triumphs and championship belts. But now, with the shadow of the Pac-Man looming, hesitation creeps in. They ask themselves, why endure the grind of brutal training camps if the road to glory is blocked by a legend who refuses to fade? Some delay their pro debuts, hoping the storm will pass. Others begin shifting their focus entirely. MMA gyms have reported a noticeable uptick in interest from young boxers who'd rather switch disciplines than risk facing Pacquiao's aura. These decisions carry weight, reshaping boxing's talent pipeline and potentially altering the sport's competitive future for years to come. From the business side, the impact is just as profound. Networks and promoters build entire fight cards around Pacquiao's appearances. Undercards are curated to blend boxing purists with broader entertainment audiences, shifting from local rivalries to global narratives. As a result, hungry contenders outside Pacquiao's orbit find fewer pathways to title contention. Many feel they must either align with his camp or prepare for the worst, being thrown into the Pacquiao ring of fire before they're truly ready. Even training science is caught in this clash of eras. Modern gyms are flooded with cutting-edge tools, biometric trackers, AI-powered punch analytics, VR sparring environments, all designed to optimize performance down to the smallest detail. Yet Pacquiao's camp often goes the opposite route: mitt work, road runs, and shadow boxing in wide-open fields. His philosophy is simple: efficiency through simplicity. No gadgets, no shortcuts, just sweat, discipline, and repetition. This contrast has sparked a growing debate across the sport. Has boxing become too reliant on technology? Or does Pacquiao's old-school approach represent an outdated resistance to progress? As younger fighters toggle between digital training and analog grit, the question becomes more urgent. What truly makes a champion in today's fight game? Precision tech or timeless toughness?